Hey, I want to make a video real quick to talk about the fact that I recorded episode 99 of Stuff I Heard, and I went to put it through iMovie, and for some reason it plays the volume whenever I'm looking at it, but it won't play it when I convert it. So I'm going to set up this camera towards the computer and just record what's on the computer onto the camera again and try and load it that way. Hopefully that'll work. If it's not, I don't know what to tell you. Go listen to it on the various ways it's out there. But I'm going to try and put a video portion out there because, you know, I'm a completionist and I like making sure I get everything done right. So thanks for sticking with me, and stay tuned for more. Bye.
No one cares. No one cares. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I haven't done much listening to much of anything. Although I did go on a deep dive into Inside of You, which is a podcast by Michael Rosenbaum. Some of you may know Michael Rosenbaum from the hit TV show Smallville. Smallville was the prequel show that kind of took off about Superman. Tom Welling played Superman. Michael Rosenbaum played Lex Luthor. He was a good villain. It was a good story. The people behind the show were really ahead of their time in a way. Without Smallville's success, you wouldn't have the hit TV show Gotham. I didn't watch Gotham, but I hear it's really good. I think they have like 9 seasons or something crazy like that. Anyway, Michael Rosenbaum has a good podcast called Inside of You, and he talks about basically what's going on through therapy, what he's learning about himself, and also talking to people about what they've been through to become the people they are. And he has celebrity friends that he talks to. Most importantly, I started off listening to this because of a podcast that he did with Bert Kreischer on the Bertcast. And it was such a fun listen. And then Bert said something about doing his. And I went and found it on iTunes. I listened to it. I enjoyed it. And I thought, wow, I really like his interview style. And I like his voice. And I like to hear what he has to talk about and the way his mind works. So I thought, let's go into some of these deep dives. And in it, they talked about Zachary Levi. Now, Zach Levi has a hit movie out right now called Shazam. I haven't seen Shazam, but I hear it's really awesome. I'm not what you'd call a typical comic book person. I don't know anything about Shazam other than what I've seen in passing.
Why are the words off?
Chuck used to come on opposite The Big Bang Theory. Now, those are pretty hard numbers to go against, especially back then when there was not a whole lot of competition for viewership. I remember people tried to get me on board watching The Big Bang Theory, and I was like, I can't. It comes on the same night as Chuck, and I watched Chuck. I was a Chuck fan. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the nerdy guy pull off amazing stuff because he supposedly had some supercomputer downloaded into his brain. I thought, wow, what a neat idea. And back then it was a neat idea. And he did a great job of the show. And you know, now he's had continued success. He has got the biggest movie out right now. Of course, it'll be short-lived because Avengers Endgame comes out this coming weekend. But hey, Shazam. That was supposed to have some kind of effect there. Maybe Shazam. Right now you're like, oh, I'm really impressed. I know, calm down. Anyway, good for him. I listened to the latest interview, apparently they did this past week, but they were talking about the movie and talking about some things that Zachary Levi's been through, and he talks a lot about going through rehab for some mental health issues and some abuse growing up, emotional and verbal abuse and stuff like that. And, you know, he talks a lot about the fact that we all go through something and that sort of transforms us into who we are today. And he's like, without all that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be who I am. So I don't want to say that I'm unhappy with my journey. I'm not. But it is who I am, and it's why I'm here today. And it's, you know, because of all of that I even have success and that I'm here. So I can't negate it, and I don't want to poo-poo it and all this other stuff. And that's a very grown-up opinion. I've been through therapy sort of response that you'd expect from someone like that. And you have to do the next thing, and you have to let that inform you of what you're willing to put up with and what you're not. And you have to grow from it. If you don't grow from it, what's the point? You just went through it for nothing. And he grew from it. And he's on another show that I like, the Amazon Prime show, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, winning Golden Globe Awards and SAG Awards. If you haven't seen The Marvelous Miss Maisel, I highly recommend it. He has shown up in season 2, and the cast is incredible. The writing is incredible. The performances are amazing. I can't even say enough about it. It is a hit show. It is a guaranteed hit. I hope they come out with multiple seasons. They're going sort of back in time a little bit and showing you what comedy was like in New York. I'm guessing, they haven't actually set a date, but I'm guessing it's like the late 50s, early 60s, possibly. I'm hoping at some point they have an interaction with comedians that we know really well. I don't know if that makes any sense. They're sort of showing parodies of people, and there is a Lenny Bruce character, which is interesting. But I'm hoping that there's other comedic people that we recognize that are going to be portrayed. I think it'll be interesting. The writing is incredible. I don't want to take anything away from the writing. I don't want to take anything away from the acting. I don't want to take anything away from the story itself. The story by itself, if it doesn't go any further than follow Stepdad, who was a comedy fan. We would watch things on HBO, George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams, and we would laugh our butts off at the most insane, crazy stuff. He would watch the early days of, I don't know what it was, like comedy, up late comedy or improv comedy. There was like improv shows. I remember there being shows with like a brick wall behind people, and they would just get up on stage and do a quick, 5-10 minutes, and it was their chance to shine. And I watched all of it. Like a sponge, I watched all of it. And me and my friends, we would memorize our favorite stuff, Bill Cosby and Eddie Murphy and George Carlin and Robin Williams, and we would mimic them. And when I go back now and I listen to podcasts of comedians, and they talk about how it shaped their lives and how that they would do pretty much the same thing, I realize that my pathway has taken just a different path. But I don't know, if I'd had the insider vision, I probably would have traveled the pathway of being on stage. It may have been a totally different story now. Who knows? But anyway, so I listened to both podcasts. I listened to Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You with Zachary Levi, and they talked about a previous episode. So I went back and deep dived. It's not that deep. He has 53 episodes out, so you can go in there and find it pretty easily. I think it was September 22nd of last year. He interviewed him again, or the first time. And I went back and listened to it, and it was great. It was really great. In there, apparently he is a Broadway performing singer.
God, he keeps getting off
He's got a good
line.
voice. It was Boy, Kristen Bell, Henry Winkler, Dax Shepard. There's a lot of great people on there. Let's see. What else? Oh. So as many of you know, I am a big fan of King Hefe Taco, and I go down there just to Dax Shepard. There's a lot of great people on there. Let's see. What else? Oh. So as many of you know, I am a big fan of King Hefe Taco, and I go down there just about every Wednesday to have lunch with my mom. Today is Wednesday, but I couldn't meet her today because we had to have some roof repair. I had to call and get a guy to come out and do some roof repair. That being said, I have sort of become buddies with one of the guys, one of the co-owners, Kyle Hardy, who's been on the podcast. If you go back and listen, you can find him pretty easily. And they have a YouTube page. They started off doing a vlog series, and I don't think they really knew what they wanted to do, but they had somebody helping them.
I don't know why the voice and the sound gets off. This is aggravating.
Country diving. Dining.
Down country dining.
Not diving. Doesn't roll off the tongue. Down country dining. We're in South Carolina. I guess they call it the down country. Anyway. So, like I said, there's not a whole lot of videos on there. You can watch them all in an evening, because I did. They started 2 years ago. And, you know, the first, I don't know, looks like the first 8 or so videos somebody else did. And then at a certain point, they took over making their own videos. And I don't know why, but I got on this tear of, I started texting him notes. And Kyle, if you're listening, I'm really sorry I bothered you on Saturday night. But I was like, it's not too late. Maybe he's up. And I just started sending him little notes of, hey, this is good, but I would do this. Hey, you know, what about this? Oh, make sure you have the camera this way. Make sure you talk about this. Remember, you are the star, blah, 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 blah. And I started giving him all these notes, and he kept writing me back. And I was like, okay, I'm not bothering him, obviously. He's writing me back. And I have no idea what you were doing, Kyle, and I hate if I bothered you, but I just got into a groove. And my wife's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm texting Kyle. And she's like, why? And I was like, I don't know, because I'm watching all of his videos, and I'm catching up, and I should have done this before, but I stay so busy, I don't have enough time, and I don't have enough energy to point it in all the directions I want to. As you get older, you go, okay, what am I going to do with my time? Am I going to rest today? Am I going to do something? And I'll be honest, for the last week or so, most of my energy has been spent towards family, towards spending time with my family, and towards paying my last respects to my grandmother and spending some time with my dad. And when I came home, it was, doing things around the house that needed to be done. And we had Easter weekend, and we had family over. We did egg hunts and played with the grandkids and, all that fun stuff. I cooked a Boston butt on the smoker. And there were many things that I did not shoot any video of. And I do a lot of YouTube videos. I make a lot of videos. But like, for instance, I climbed up on the biggest ladder I have, and I cleaned the gutters around the house. And while I was cleaning the gutters, I realized that we had a tremendous windstorm on Friday that pulled gutters down all over the house. Not on the ground, but they pulled them away from the roof, and they were barely hanging on. And when I went up to inspect it, I realized that the brackets that are supposed to hold it into the wood of the house were only about 1.5 inches long or 1.25 inches long. And it needs more material to actually grab it and hold it. And you figure it's getting punishment from rain, it's getting punishment from wind, from tree limbs, from leaves, from whatever just happens to gather. And I thought, well, I really need to pay attention to this and fix this. So I removed all of the screws that were loose and put in 3-inch decking screws. They're composite, or not composite, but they're treated so that they'll last a long time. And I basically secured it all to the house better, but it took me probably 5 hours to do the entire house, cleaning the gutters and resecuring all of the metal. And I scraped up my hands pretty good. I got all kinds of cuts and scrapes on my hands, and my wife's like, you should have worn gloves. And yes, I should have worn gloves, but I didn't. And, it is what it is. So I didn't film any of it. I didn't get the camera out one time. I know people who watch my YouTube stuff are like, oh, we wanted to see you hurt yourself. Well, yeah. Okay. I agree. I like to see me hurt myself too. I mean, why not? Plus, it would have been good video to see me fixing the stuff that needed to be fixed, and somebody probably could have learned something from it. I could have gone up there and shown what was up there and go, okay, and this is what I need to do to fix it. I could have done all that, and I didn't. Oh well, wasted opportunity. But I got it done, and I did make a video of climbing up on the ladder in the back of the pickup truck with it kind of chained to the truck so it wouldn't slide. and I climbed up to inspect some stucco work that's above our front door to see if I could fix it myself. And what I realized is I cannot. Not that I cannot. Cannot is an interesting word. When you say you can't do something, you're saying basically that you won't try. I can't do it. Or, is that right? Am I thinking about this right? I can't do it. Maybe it's that you tried and you realized you can't. Or you'd rather not. That's my case. I'd rather not. I'd rather not risk life and limb to repair some stucco work that, honestly, I could give a shit about. I know it needs to be repaired. I just want to pay a guy to do it, honestly. I mean, I'm lucky in the fact that I have that option. I get that. That fact is not lost on me at all. So then the problem is, how do you get somebody to call you back? I reached out on Facebook to ask people their opinion of someone they would hire to do it, and they gave me this guy's number, and I called him, and my wife called him, and she actually got him on the phone, and he said, oh yeah, I'll come out and take a look at it. Never came by and took a look at it. That was a couple weeks ago. I called him. He never called me back. I had some shingles blow off the house during the storm Friday, and I'm not comfortable getting on the roof. So I have a guy that's done some shingle repair before. I called him up, and he came out and looked at it. And he's like, oh, yeah, I can get you taken care of. And I asked him his opinion. I said, who do you know that does stucco repair? I thought, hey, you're in the business. You might know somebody. Sure enough, he did. He gave me a guy's number. I called him. We talked. I sent him some pictures. He's going to come by and take a look at it tomorrow. So, while I did make a video climbing a ladder and risking life and limb just for that, and I have that on YouTube, by the way, you can check it out under Joshua Peak. I'm not going to do that work. I'm going to hire somebody to do it. And it'll look nice. It'll look professional. And the best part is my wife won't be able to look at it and go, you should have done this. I love you, honey. You're right. So anyway, I said all that to say this. Sometimes in life, you have to try to do something. And then you have to realize when you can make an effort and when it's okay to back away and say, no, let's leave this to a professional. I feel that way about roof repair. I feel that way about a lot of mechanical stuff. There are some things I can do, and there's some things I'd rather not. That's fair, right? I mean, I talk a lot about, growth and learning and using YouTube as a source to go find ways to fix things. And listen, we can all do that. We can all grow and learn. And honestly, there is no excuse other than the fact that we lack the resources or time. But we can pretty much learn to do anything on YouTube nowadays. Obviously not like complex surgery or stuff like that, something you need an advanced degree for. But, simple projects, simple things. I built that table. I built 2 tables now with really no instruction. Just me going out there and tinkering. I watched a lot of videos about how to do this and how to do that. None of them really did it the way I did it, which is why I filmed it, because I figured, hey, maybe somebody else is out there just plugging along like I am. And if I put it all online, they'll look at it and go, oh, well, look, this guy did it, and he's an idiot. I could do better than that. You're right, you could. Give it a shot. So, yeah. It's 99 degrees, or 99. It's episode 99 today. I'm thinking about 2 different things. It's episode 99 today. This weekend will be episode 100. I don't know what that means in the big scheme of things, other than the fact that it's an unusual number to, I guess, celebrate. It's sort of like a mile marker. Yay, you did it, 100. But, I mean, what does it mean in the big scheme of things? If you figure I'm doing 2 a week, does that count as anything special? I mean, you get 50, does that mean 50 weeks? 2 a week, 100. So that's 50. Yeah, 50 weeks. That can't be right, is it? Because there's 52 weeks in a year. Does that mean if I do it for 2 more months, I've done the podcast for a year? Am I doing the math right?
How is this watchable?
Check me on that. That can't be accurate. I gotta go back and
This is so aggravating. Now I know why it didn't load. Somehow the volume and the video are off.
I guess it is almost a year.
It's just off.
Holy cow.
I apologize.
Okay, that's noteworthy.
I'm just going to stop it now. I don't know if you watched it this far, but God bless you if you did. Sorry. Sorry. I'm trying. I'm really trying. This is all grassroots. I got nobody helping me. This is me just figuring it out as I'm plugging along. I'm holding this giant camera in my hand. It recorded the audio and the visual. They keep getting off. They're either too. It's always lagging. Like the vocals are always lagging. I don't know why. I just recorded a new one today and it worked fine. So anyway, I'm gonna post this one just to say like I said, I'm a completionist. I can say I posted number 99. You can watch it and go, "Oh, this is crap. I can't believe you made me watch this crap." Okay, well, I'm sorry. Thanks for watching it anyway. And it wasn't my fault. I did everything I normally do. It's just for some reason this camera decided to do that. It's either the camera or the memory card. I hope the memory card isn't going bad because I may lose more of them. But if it does, I'll buy a new one and replace this one. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me there. Y'all take care. Bye.